Hello, I'm Kane Hornberger, and I'm presenting my research project that I've worked on in the past year, and it is the effect of a new technology release on the stock market. Did you know that Amazon now employs almost 1 million people in the United States, or that's one in every 169 workers in America? Some things that might be needed to know before talking about the stock market in general is that predicting a stock with high confidence is a very difficult thing to do. And generally, when you make a prediction or you see someone has made a prediction, the percentage for how confident they think they are is going to be around 60–70%, not that very high when dealing with money. Social media has become a big factor in the stock market with things like Twitter. People being interconnected to each other online has had a big impact on how stocks move. When someone tweets something, it could affect a stock price of something. I'm sure you've seen examples of this with if the president tweets something or someone like Elon Musk tweeting something. They have very influential on the stock market. Another thing is that a bull market refers to when the entire stock is going up. This doesn't mean that a stock can't go down during this time period. It's just generally during this time stocks are going up. And the bear market is when stocks generally are going down. Again, stocks can always go up or down. It's just generally the market is declining at the moment. The 5 companies that are picked to are referred to as the Big Five, or GAMAM, because they are the biggest technology companies in America. The reason why I chose to do this was because I think it'll help people make wiser decisions about their investments, and it'll also help understand the relationship between these specific technology companies that I chose. My research hypothesis for this was, how does the release of a new product affect the company's own stock and the stocks of others? And my hypothesis for this was that if I compare the relationship between the stock price of one of the Big Five to the release of their new product, then it would have a slight increase of less than 5%. Also, if I compare the relationship between a new release of a product, then it will slightly lower the stock of the other related Big Five. How I went about doing this was that I picked the 5 biggest tech companies, like I had said, which are Apple, Amazon, Google, Meta, which was known as Facebook, and Microsoft. I then picked 10 release dates for each company, 1 per year, and I retrieved their stock prices of each company before and after the release dates. So if I got Amazon's release date, then I would get Amazon's stock price before the release date and after the release date. And I would do the same thing with the other 4, getting their stock price before Amazon's release date and after Amazon's release date. I then calculated the percent change of before the release dates to after, and I ran linear regressions with each pairing of each company. This means when I looked at Amazon's effect on other companies, I ran a linear regression with their percent change with the other 4. And I did that with all of the companies. In general, I found that the companies did not have a direct effect on each other immediately. In the first day, there was we don't know if Amazon will go up when they release a product, and that's the same for all of them. This shows that my hypothesis was not supported. But I saw a lot of different pairings with each of the companies. So Amazon had a positive relationship with Google, Apple, and Microsoft, meaning that whenever Amazon released a product, if Amazon went up when they released that product, then Google, Apple, and Microsoft would also go up with them. And if Amazon went down, then Google, Apple, and Microsoft would also go down with Amazon. I saw that Google had a positive relationship with Amazon, Apple, and Microsoft. Same thing with positive relationships. If Google went down, then Amazon would go down. If Google went up, then Amazon would go up. I found that Apple had a positive relationship with Amazon and Google. Microsoft only had a positive relationship with Amazon, and Meta did not have any positive relationship on another company that I tested, and they themselves were not affected by any of the other companies that I tested. The reason for this, I believe, is that Meta is more of a social media based platform, and they have less product releases, and they're more focused around digital things, unlike Amazon or Microsoft, or Apple, which are releasing products all the time. Because of the complexity, my hypothesis was completely off. I did not get anything that I thought I was going to get, and my results were completely different from how I thought I was going to get my results, which is fine. It's just my hypothesis was not supported because of my results. One challenge that I encountered during this was the amount of time that I thought things were going to take. It took longer than I thought to collect and analyze the data. Originally, I was going to go with the day after, a week after, and a month after, but I had to cut off a week after and a month after and only look at short term because it took longer than I thought to gather and run those linear regressions. For future research, I think it would be interesting to look at long-term effects on each company, and it would be interesting to pick different groups of similar companies to see if they help or hurt each other as well. Because I found in this that they all had any pairing, they had a positive relationship with each other. So any company that had a positive relationship with each other showed that they were more cooperative than competitive. I did not find any competitive with these big five companies, which I thought was very interesting to see that the big five tech companies help each other more than hurt each other for short term. And I would like to see if that's the same thing or different in maybe the food industry. I think that would be really cool to look at. Here's my literature citing. Thank you for Mrs. Shamit for helping with how to gather and analyze my data. Thank you to Dr. Smith for teaching me statistics. And thank you for my peers for reviewing my project throughout the process. This will be for that. I think that's all I need for the recording. Thank you for listening. Bye. How do I stop recording? Okay, sorry.